Okay, so today we're going to look at this app from Microsoft called PC Manager. It offers features such as one-click boost, storage cleanup, file management, and protection of your default settings from unauthorized changes, and much, much more. Stick around, all the details coming up shortly. Don't forget to like this video, share it, and subscribe to my channel. Doing these three things help us make more great videos for you. So as I say, this app is a great little app that's been launched from Microsoft. It is currently in a test phase at the moment, a beta phase. So if you're running a mission critical machine and you don't want to foresee any problems, then do not follow this guide. But if you're happy to tinker with your machine and you like little features like this, then have a look at it, carry on watching the video. So as I say, at the moment, this is in beta, which is a test phase, which means that Microsoft are saying that hopefully it shouldn't give your PC any problems. It's at that stage where they're nearly ready to release it, but you can have a look at it before it's actually fully released to the general public and give it a whirl. And the idea is if you do find any problems with it, then you report them back to Microsoft via the feedback button in the bottom left hand corner of the PC Manager and give them feedback on any issues so they can have a look and sort them out if need be. So first of all, when we open it up, okay, we've got this up here which gives you like a recommendation. So it says your PC needs a health check. Use health check to give your PC a checkup. So you just click on health check there or whatever it's telling you to click on, and there you go, health check completed. Your PC is in good health. So it's had a quick check over the PC. Not exactly sure what it's checking because it did run pretty quickly, but we'll take its word for it. It has done something. Well, now you've got another tip up here. So it says keep your files protected and backed up. With your files in OneDrive cloud storage, you don't have to worry about losing them if something goes wrong. So it's got their more usage tips. Now, obviously, you don't have to follow these. If you don't want to move all your files to the cloud, and I know many of you don't, then obviously don't follow that. But let's go further down. So here you've got PC Boost. Free up your PC's resources. So as you can see here, it gives me a percentage of memory usage and it tells us how many or how much in gigabytes or megabytes of temporary files that we've got on our system that could be cleaned up. So what we can do is we can click on the Boost button there, just like so, and it's now going through and it's freeing up memory usage, and it's also at the same time cleaning out any temporary files. If we want to, we can set Smart Boost just there. That will automatically boost your PC when high usage of RAM or there are 1 gigabyte of temporary files. It's entirely up to you whether you switch that on or not. Let's just go back to the home screen. So we've got down there health check. We did actually run a health check. It did get us to run a health check there. So let's just do it again. There you go. We've still got good health on our PC. We've got process down here. So here are all the apps that are running in the background and the memory usage they're taking up. So if, for instance, you're not using a particular app at that time or a few apps here and you really don't need them running in the background, then you can end them. If you're not sure, then obviously leave these alone. But I know, I mean, I've not got my phone attached to my computer at the moment, so I can turn off Microsoft Phone Link. So I'll just end that. Okay, it says end the process for Microsoft Phone Link. Any unsaved changes will be lost. Well, I've not gone into it, so it doesn't really matter. So I just click end and there you go. That's got rid of that. Microsoft SharePoint. Well, I don't use SharePoint, so end that. Now, when I do restart my computer, these probably will start again in the background. So these are not permanently ending. It's just for this session. It's just freeing up a bit of extra RAM, a bit of extra memory on your system, which might make things run a little bit smoother. So let's just go back to the home screen there. We've got there a deep clean. So I can click on deep clean and this is going through and it's just scanning and seeing what we can clean up on the system here. So on mine, it says I can clean up 805 0.2 megabytes. That's the Windows Update cleanup. We can clean up 783.9 megabytes on that. Windows Defender logs, we can clean up 17.5 megabytes there. And we've got 3.8 megabytes of temporary files. Now, the Windows Update catalog files and all these, you can click on details beside them and it will tell you what files it's going to clean up. Now, generally, it's okay to follow these. It's absolutely fine. These are files that are really just not needed. They're just kept there to try and sort of speed things up, or they're there for logs, so you've got kept a record of logs. But generally, over time, if too many files build up on your system, instead of speeding up things, they do actually tend to slow them down. It's like here, we've got the application cache. So we've got, these are again here to really try and speed things up when you're browsing, when you're going through your system. But as I say, I mean, here you've got in Chrome, you've got 459 megabytes of files in the cache. If I go to details there are absolutely loads. And like I say, these are really supposed to speed up your browsing. But once you get too many of these in your system, it can actually have the opposite effect and cause things to slow down. So obviously, these are taking up space on the computer, so I'm going to tick that. In actual fact, I'm going to tick all of these, to be quite honest with you, because, like I say, the cache doesn't remove any settings. It just gives your system a bit of a cleanup. These are things that have been left over or things that were designed to speed up your system, but are now actually slowing them down. So we've also got web cache there. Like I say, those have been ticked. So let's just tick all those boxes to do with cache. The recycle bin, if we want it to empty the recycle bin, just up there, we can tick recycle bin there. And we've also got things like here, Windows prefetch details, 7.1 megabytes. So again, those there are really supposedly to speed up the startup of applications. But again, if you get too many prefetch files, it will actually slow things down. But don't worry, the prefetch will rebuild itself up. The same with the Windows Update cleanup, the Defender logs and the temporary files. They'll still come back again over time. So it's a good idea to come back in here occasionally. So once I've selected all that I want to clean up, let's also clean up the delivery optimization files and the Windows upgrade installation discarded files. So, okay, so we've got quite a bit now to clean up. So click on proceed and there you go. It's now going through cleaning up, and that was pretty quick. I mean, I've got an SSD drive in here, so it's not surprising, but there you go. I've freed up 1.8 gigabyte of space, and it tells you there you go. It had to skip some of the files here because they were actually in use. So we've cleaned up quite a bit of space there. So let's carry on. Let's just go back to home. So we've got here start up. So this will be a list of apps in here that they would recommend turning off at start up to speed up your boot up process. Now I've got none, there's nothing there, but there's a list there, recommend keeping on. If I click that arrow just to the right of it, and these are all the apps they recommend keeping on at startup. But if you want to, you can switch them off. Like here, I never use OneNote, so let's just switch off OneNote. But Microsoft are saying it might be needed at some point if you do use OneNote, but they don't know I don't use it, so I switched it off. Okay, you can go through that list and switch off any others that you don't use. But if there's any in there you really don't know about, then leave them switched on. Okay, so we're going to go into protection now. So here we've got Microsoft Defender antivirus, so I can hit a scan there if I want to. Here we've got a list of allowed threats, if I've got any. Windows Update, so if we go in there, that shows you a list of things that need to be updated. In actual fact, just as I was showing you that, PC Manager restarted. I think it may have updated itself. So I'm just going to go back into protection. Yes, it has, because there's more stuff in here now. Okay, so I'll go to Windows Update, and like I say, that is a list of the updates that are available for your computer. So you can just click update there, select any that are not selected if you want those to be updated. I mean, there was some optional updates, but I would say if there's no problems with your machine, then do not click on any optional updates, just leave them be. And there you go, it says update complete. Now that can take varying amounts of time. That was pretty quick because there wasn't really much to update. Let's just go back to protection there. So let's go into default browser settings. So there you go. So it's saying that Microsoft Edge is my current default browser. If I want to change that, I can. can. I can change that to another browser using that, either Chrome, Firefox or Microsoft Edge. Or if you've got other browsers installed on the system, I imagine those will appear in that change list too, and you can select those. Going back to protection, we've got taskbar repair. At the moment, we've got no taskbar items to repair on there. But what I've just done is I've just turned the widget off in the corner there, and it's brought up, it said, right, under enable default features, enable widgets on taskbar. So it's noticed that I've turned off widgets, and if I want to turn them back on, I can just click repair, and there you go, that restores the widgets in the bottom left hand corner of the screen. We've also got restore default apps. So here at the moment it's telling us that Office is set to open Office documents. As you can see there, it says already set, and web pages, Microsoft Edge is set to open up web pages. Down here, I've got PDF documents. Currently, it's set to open in Adobe Acrobat on mine, which I think is probably the best to open up PDF documents. But if you wanted to change that, you can click change and you can set and choose another PDF browser for you. You can go into there and you could change PDF files to say be opened in something like Microsoft Edge or Google Chrome. But to be quite honest with you, if they're set to Adobe Acrobat, leave them well alone. Or if you want to change the defaults back for all applications, you can just click on that under there, and that will give you the option to go through and change all of the apps back to their defaults. So here in protection, we've also got pop-up management. So we've got a pop-up blocker. If we want to, we can turn that pop-up blocker and it will process advertising pop-ups if we want, or we can turn that off. And we've also got custom block there. So if I click select on screen there you go. You can click on the window that you want to block in future, and that sorts that out for you. If I go into storage, we've got deep clean there, which is something we've already done. We've also got downloaded files. So if we go in there, that gives us a list of our files that are in downloads. And if we want to delete them, quite often we download stuff into our downloads folder, attachments from emails or downloads from websites, and they stay in there. And of course we think to ourselves, didn't realize we had all that in there. So you can go in there and you can tick the items that you want to permanently delete and just click permanently delete. Click on that again and that gets rid of them. Again, if you're not sure whether you should be deleting anything from there, then don't delete. Okay, the next thing we can do is we can scan for large files. So it shows us all the files that are above 10 megabytes. Now, if we want to change that to a different size, like say if we wanted to just look at the files that are above 1 gigabyte, then we can click on that there. But this is good if we're trying to find out what files are taking up the most space on our computer. Please bear in mind, some of the files may be crucial to the operation of your system. So don't just go deleting files willy-nilly. Just make sure that these files are actual files that you can safely get rid of. So if you do want to get rid of any of those, just tick the files you want to get rid of and then click permanently delete. Okay, so the next thing is we've got duplicate files. So if we've got loads of pictures, say, or loads of Word documents on our computer, and we know that we've got several copies of them, clicking on this will search for duplicate files. It may take a few moments to go through. It really depends on the speed of your computer and how many files you've obviously got on it. And again, like here, I can see that I have got duplicate files there. I've got this file here, which is duplicated just there. So I can click on the little box on the left hand side of the file and delete the duplicate. And I can keep going down, just looking through. Yep, there's another one there. There's that there. I've got exactly the same file in two different places. So I can choose where I want to delete the file from the duplicate and click permanently delete and permanently delete again. And there you go. That's freed up some space on your disk drive. So the next thing here is we've got storage sense. So that takes us into storage sense on our PC, and we can switch this on or off for an automatic content cleanup. So storage sense runs when disk space is low. We clean up enough space to help your system run at its best. So we can turn that on if we want to, and we can select when it runs. So at the moment it says during low free disk space default, or we can say we want to run it every day, every week, or every month. Well, I would suggest just leaving it at the default. And we've got a few other settings just down there. The next thing we want to go into is apps. So if we go into process management, now we've already done this. This shows us a list of processes, a list of things that are running in the background and how much memory they're actually taking up. And we can end those. I mean, if I'm not using Microsoft Edge at the moment, so click on end, there we go, and that should get rid of that. That's saved me quite a bit of space. So let's just go back to apps. So we've got startup apps here. Again, we've had a look at that already on the main screen. So we can turn apps on or off at startup to try and speed up our startup. Manage apps. There, it gives us a list of all of our apps that are installed, and we can uninstall those apps if we don't need them. Like for instance, say 3D Viewer there, and click on the three dots and then click on uninstall and then uninstall again, and that gets rid of that. And we've also got there the Microsoft Store. So that takes us into the Microsoft Store so that we can have a look for any apps that we might need. If we go into Toolbox, we've got a few things here. So we've got Show Toolbar on the desktop. So if I turn that on, this will show this little toolbar here, which gives us an option to clean out our memory just by clicking on that there. As you can see, that's cleaned up a bit of memory. We've got a screenshot tool in there. We've also got a shortcut to Notepad. We've got a Edge quick links there, so open Edge in there, and we've got settings there. And we've also got a search the web there, so you can search for things just down there. If I do a search, so I'll just search for say BBC, and there you go, it opens up Edge and Bing search for us to be able to look at the BBC or whatever we want to search for. Now I'm going to turn off the toolbox, don't really think I need that. So here we've got screenshot there. So if you want to do a shot of the screen, you can either do a video or a picture, a snip. You've also got an option to do full screen or draw a rectangle or take a screenshot of a particular window or just do freeform. You can select those from there, have a play about with that. You've got a screenshot folder there that takes you to the folder where it's going to store all of your screenshots. Here is recorder. This will allow you to record your voice. You do need to make sure that you have got a microphone attached to your PC to be able to record. Please be aware some desktop machines don't have built-in microphones. You might need an external microphone. We've also got in there closed captions. Audio and video will be captioned in real time. So this is great if you have difficulty in hearing. There's a link there to Notepad and also Calculator. You've also got some shortcuts there to web tools such as Edge Quick Links, Bing Translator, Currency Converter, Weather, a dictionary and an image search. There's also some custom links that you can add at the bottom there yourself if you want to. Now we've got this restore button here. It checks to make sure nothing is set incorrectly and could cause problems with your system. Then we've got settings down here. So here you can turn on Smart Boost, which again we went through that earlier. That will automatically boost your PC when high usage of RAM is detected or there are more than 1 GB of temporary files. You can restore the default settings there of shortcut settings, and you've got an option there to start PC Manager when you sign into Windows, so it automatically runs in the background. This will probably be essential if you've got Smart Boost turned on. And then here you've got appearance, so you can change the themes. You can go light, dark if you want to, or you can just follow the system theme, and you can also change the language. And if you want to join Microsoft PC Manager pop-up plan, you can tick that box there. Now that is to do with the pop-ups, and it says here, before you join that, read this. We invite you to join the Microsoft PC Manager pop-up manager plan. After joining this program, you can take screenshots of pop-ups that you don't want to see but can't close. Send us the screenshots to help us optimize the pop-up management feature of Microsoft PC Manager. You can choose not to participate in this program, which will not affect your use of any feature in Microsoft PC Manager. Even after participating, you can opt out of the Microsoft PC Manager pop-up management program through settings. In this program, we do not collect information other than screenshots that you send us. If you do not wish to share personal data with Microsoft, you may exclude it from your screenshots to the extent possible. However, if the screenshots you provide us contain any of your personal data, you agree that Microsoft can process it in accordance with Microsoft's privacy statement. So if you do join this and you do send them any screenshots, then please be careful. Do make sure that you do not send them any personal information whatsoever. If you're not sure, then don't send it. So there you go. This is a great program. Now, how do you get it? Well, at the moment, it's not currently available in the Microsoft Store, but I'll show you how you can get it right now. So what you need to do is you need to open your browser, go to the address bar at the top of the screen, not the search bar in the middle of the screen, but the address bar at the top, and then type in there cwtek.co.uk/WD. So that's cwtek.co.uk/WD. Then press enter or return on your keyboard. And then if you've typed in the correct address, you should see this. Go down to Microsoft Tools and then click Microsoft PC Manager. If any adverts come up at this point, just close them down. And hopefully after a few seconds, MS PC Manager Setup should appear up in the top right hand corner of the screen. Click on that and then click on yes if this appears. Click on the I accept end user license and privacy agreements just down there. Click on install and let that install. Hopefully it shouldn't take too long. It's not a massive program. And then once it's installed, you can click launch now. I hope you liked this video, and if you did, consider hitting that thanks button and making a donation to this channel. Or if you can't do that, then have a look in the description down below. We've got some great links down there for you to various things, including my Amazon shop, which contains all the things I love at the moment on Amazon: Fire TV sticks, Fire TV cubes, and VPNs. Buying, subscribing, and donating really does help support this channel. It helps me to be able to dedicate more time to spend researching to bring you these great videos. And whilst you're at my YouTube channel, why not stick around? I've got thousands of other videos for you right here, right now, covering all sorts of subjects. Hopefully whilst you're here, you're going to find something to educate you, entertain you, amuse you, and maybe even save you some time and money. And if you do see any videos that you think your friends, your family, or your work colleagues might like to see, then please don't forget to share these videos on your social media timelines. You can check me out on X. I'm at CWTEK. You can also check out my website. It's cwtek.co.uk. Thanks for watching and speak to you again soon.